Hey everyone, and welcome to today's installment of the NSITSP Cyber Series. Today we're going to be going over AI-enabled threat detection and response. We're joined by Dan Spinner of Singular. He's going to be going through the how AI is really enabling threat detection and response and answering some of the challenges that MSPs are running into as they start getting into SEM SOC services, if they're doing so, and if not, educate you on what the advantage of those might be. But first, a little bit about NSITSP Cyber Series. So this is our eighth installment. We started this back in December of 2024. We've been doing sessions on all kinds of topics: CMMC, CIS controls, NIST CSF, how to uh, how to basically manage your business. We've also we have some coming up. We're doing AI enabled threat detection today. We're going to be doing how to sell cybersecurity. If you can't sell it, why build it? That's next month. We're going to look at the legal aspects of cybersecurity, what MSPs need to know about the legal landscape. What does it mean to be HIPAA compliant? What's coming down the pike for HIPAA? We're going to be doing updates on that as well. And we're going to be doing how to build a cybersecurity focused culture. So keep tuning in every month for the cyber series as we go along. You'll really find it educational. A couple things about NSITSP. Well, if you're not a member today, why would you join? Well, we're here to advocate for the MSP industry or the IT services industry in general and really be a voice for it. If there's something coming down the pike legislatively, either statewide or federal, we want to know about it. We want to have a voice. We want to be at the table when we're discussing these things. We want to up the professionalism. Like doctors and accountants, we want to make sure that there's some sort of continuing education that goes along with your practice. And be perceived as more valuable, because the more value your clients see in your services, you're going to get higher rates. Um, you want to differentiate your services through an ethics code, so that you're saying we do things the right way. We follow a code of ethics. NSITSP has that. And then it's just a community of experts and like-minded professionals that are in the same business. They're dealing with the same challenges you are, so you can make connections and have conversations with people that are in your industry. So if you want to join, just go to nsitsp.org/join and find out how to get involved. All right, so today we are here to talk about AI-enabled threat detection and response. And again, we have Dan Spinner from Singular. Dan is a technology analyst and marketer and revenue leader who has left retirement behind to join Singular Security as GM North America. Drawn by the company's innovation, market fit, and solution need, Dan is applying his technical knowledge to the go-to-market expertise to introduce the Singular platform that empowers the SOC analyst with decades of experience in finding, supporting, and enabling innovation. Dan is passionate about sharing his discoveries to benefit others. So with that, I'm going to have Dan join us and go over the topic. So all right, Dan, it's over to you.
Well, good afternoon and good morning to some of you who might be on the other coast and anywhere else. And thank you very much, Mark, for the introduction. And one extra thing that I recognize that I may have left out in the introduction is I'm also passionate about my associates, people who are working with us, for them to make money. I come from a VAR background myself. And I know how difficult it is to squeeze out a dollar when we have competition, we have technology, we have customers who are very demanding, supposedly don't have any money to spend. It's difficult. So that is the one main item that you're going to hear from me in the background after I do talk about technology, about the issues in the cloud, and about how AI can make your life easier and more profitable. So with that idea, that is what we are going to do today in discussing the AI behind making the SOC and incident response easier in the cloud environment and for you to be able to profit from it. Let's go to slide number 2. Thank you, Mark. And you're welcome to put in the chat all kinds of things that I might be missing. You're also welcome to put in the chat things that you might disagree with me, but not so sure many of you are going to disagree with me on the fact that when you go to the cloud, you're definitely exposing yourself to many more threats. Nesters do get in. I mean, we have built incredible perimeter security. Keep looking. People still get in. They hop, they get in, up, and it's a mess. And one of the challenges that exists is that the people who are running the SOC, and I understand that many of you do not individually and directly run SOCs, but it is outsourced. It's something you deal with. Your customers are either have a SOC or outsource the SOC function. And those SOC analysts are getting a lot of alerts. There's a lot of fatigue, a lot of turnover, and it's not perfect. It's a problem. Another problem is the speed. To do investigation of alerts takes a lot of time. To be able to, detect in time, not overlook, costs a lot of money. To get quality analysts, it's a problem. And also, one of the major challenges is the level of expertise. You need to have a highly expert analyst that's on 24/7, at least one per shift, to be able to take care of some of the difficult challenges. So I don't think I'm saying anything new. Maybe I've brought up some thoughts that you haven't thought about, but that's a landscape that actually is a good one for us to possibly provide some services at a cost-effective methodology so that you can increase your revenue without breaking the bank. That's the scenario I'm going to talk about. Let's go to number 3, please. And very clearly, again, pretty obvious, this is what the current stack looks like. A lot of logs, a lot of rules that have to be written. There are some implementations that I've heard people say it takes a year to write all the rules. And guess what? Something else comes up and you got to start new ones. You also have a lot of complexity. And last but not least, of course, you have incredible volume of alerts created by this whole stack of implemented products. And then, of course, last but not least, you have to investigate all of this. And guess what? Some of the same people who are asking you to use their products and charge you money to use their products, one of the first things they do is they start charging you to use the data. So you now have the better job you do at investigating, the more it's costing you. So that's the stack. That's how it's impacting us. In the previous slide, I talked about the whole environment, and I'm ready to go to the next slide, please. 4. In 4 is essentially a summary of everything I have said. You have a huge number of alerts. Many of them are false positives. Many. Very high percentage. Yet, you still have to do an investigation. And each investigation takes time. And last but not least, is like you might have a midnight shift, a little sleepy, and maybe they forget to log everything in. And 3 days later, when somebody wakes up and hops again, that connection is missed. And they get a free card to go to the next server, to the next set of credentials or whatever. And all this is happening. You continue to have staff burnout in the SOC, very difficult, and it's hard to monitor because you're in a SOC, you don't necessarily know the client environment. And when you're calling the client and say, hey, would you look at something? This is the last item here, the false positive. When you're delivering the problem to the client, maybe in the middle of the night sometimes, you're asking them to do research, often without a fully documented incident. And it's very difficult. And after a while, they say, you know something, maybe I need a new service provider. Let's go to the next slide and talk about what the challenges are of delivering service in this environment. You're challenged with actually producing an effective time for detection, remediation. I've talked about these false positives and alert fatigue. I think we're all on board with that. And how could you possibly scale in an environment as I've been describing? If you scale, you need more analysts because you got more alerts and more, it's just not viable. And you can't make more money by scaling. You need to have some more efficiency, and you need to empower the actual analyst, the actual SOC. You need to have the whole thing reduced in terms of noise, reduced in terms of work level, complexity, and you need to be able to produce for the client a nice, clean value, clean visibility, and of course, reporting. And that's the service aspect of what I just described. So now let's go to slide number 6 and start talking about, this is the dream scenario. What if all those alerts are actually done using AI and automation? What if all of that goes down by 90% and you're only investigating real, live challenges? What if when one screen you can see multiple clouds and multiple environments, AWS and Azure, same time? Then let's go to the fact that in 15 minutes, this platform can be deployed on the client. No disruption, no agents, and it's on a read-only account. You're not touching, just reading. And then let's talk about money again. As an MSP, as a service provider, it's a zero cost to you. The people who have the environment are the people who are going to pay a license fee. You could make money by just selling the license, and you only pay after the client is using it. So your upfront is zero. Of course, we train you, whatever you need to get going and be successful. A complete program in terms of documentation, training, forget that part. That's a given. Remember, I come from a VAR background. and I know what is needed to be successful. So just put a check mark on that. Done. And then you can sell a premium service to the client. They got less false positives. Not only when they get less false positive, when they get a incident, it's fully documented because an automatic report, click, gets done. I don't know if any of you have done incident reports. What is it? A day, 2, 3, 4? No more. You could probably charge the same amount, but it only takes a second. And they'll get the results faster and they'll say, wow, how'd you do that magic? Well, you have Singular deployed on your environment. And then we're wholly coexistent with anything else you might have deployed. Give us those alarms, we'll chew them up and let you know only the ones that are real. So let's go to number 7 and just try, it'll, I'm making a lot of claims here. But how does it happen? It happens by having 6 modules working together on one platform. One module is always there looking. Are we ready? Is the telemetry on? Did somebody shut it off? Are we getting the information we need? The same platform is actually actively hunting, looking. So we'll find them before they hop again. There are honeypots placed, so anybody goes in there, we got one. And then anytime you could investigate, you can start investigations on your own. One click. Way easier than 15 or 20 minutes that you typically have to go per alert. And it makes somebody who's just a tier 1 analyst able to do tier 3 work. And then, of course, the platform provides you the actual mitigation suggestion for cut and paste. It's cut and paste because we're read-only. Suggestion with a paragraph telling you why you should do it. And then, of course, the reporting that I've been talking about. Let's move on to next slide. Most of the stuff that I have from now on is just a summary, 2 or 3 more slides, and we're done. I'm ready for questions. We aim to have happier clients on your part, get a SLA that is way above what the current SLA is. No more false positives. It's a big one. Scalable. Yes, with one tier 1 analyst. Some of you who have been thinking about running a SOC for your clients do not have to give it the money away to an MSSP. You could do it. The beauty of Singular is, by the way, 9 to 5, you could do it. And with one click, you could assign it overnight, or if you need more help, you could assign it to an MSSP. So you could do the primary work through that one single screen. And when you're done, when you need more help, click, and you could do more. And then, again, on the reporting, you could make a lot of audit and compliance personnel very happy with one click and a report on all the forensics of any incident that might be happening. I'll give you a use case in the next slide, please. Anybody who's, growing and is challenge, I mean, literally 100%. Anybody who is currently looking to hire yet one more SOC analyst should be introduced to Singular. Probably pay for itself and make everybody who's already on staff and hasn't left or hasn't found another job, everybody on staff will be happier. And anybody who needs compliance needs to make those auditors happy. And also the SEC. If you were dealing with any public company in your customer base, this is a perfect product because it immediately produces the report the SEC demands. The SEC demands it in 4 days. You can deliver it immediately on any breach. And here's the end is number 10 slide. Could quickly deploy it. One dashboard. It starts working immediately. There is no integration. There are no scripts. There are no agents, nothing. It just starts working. Works with everything you currently have. And it makes your tier one analysts, it makes people who are not incredibly trained and expensive, able to do the job of investigating and looking at what's going on in a cloud environment. And I think I'm done. If we go to 11, this is where you can, talk to me more. Just take a picture, direct link to my calendar, and I'll be happy to tell you more about platform. Love to show you a demo. For 15 minutes, it's easy to do a trial deployment. All we need is a good environment, live environment, and a read-only account. And one of the services you could provide if you want is you could provide a free cloud assessment using everything I just said. Just deploy it, let it run, and you're walking out there with some with a purchase order or an invoice or whatever, or a check or a wire transfer for doing a cloud assessment. And here's a big one. Very few people who have had a deployment and seen Singular working say, go away. Almost everybody says, how can we keep this here? Happy customers, more profit, more money, and there's a path to doing it. I'm open for questions. We have a full 30 minutes, but I can't imagine there's going to be that much. I'm open to discussing now or later with anybody who needs anything. There is one question that's floating around about Huntress. And I do not believe that we are like Huntress, but the beauty of it is you could find out the answer to that question yourself. Let us deploy it. And if you know Huntress, I'd love your feedback as to how Singular is better or worse, but I'm 100% sure that we're the winner in that ballpark. Other questions?
There's one comment that someone made, and this is not onboarding this stuff is not easy, and salespeople make it seem so. And you've made several comments about how easy it is to deploy, Dan. Just wondering, what makes it so easy? What how does it differ from other products?
I'll put it in my words, the easiest way I can possibly can. It doesn't have rules. You don't have to set all those up. It is a set of APIs that self-install on one of those read-only accounts. And if anybody would like, I'd be happy to share with them the actual script, the actual process. And for themselves, they will say, okay, yes, this does take 15 minutes. And that's all there is. And it starts working.
Now, I've got a few questions to drill a little bit deeper into this because this is important. Um, is this collecting information from just endpoints and servers, or is it firewalls, other?
Traffic,
Okay,
network traffic. Yes, yes. That's why you have a readiness module that one of the first things it does is it tells you whether the person is, whether the traffic is live and nobody's shut off. Because one of the first things the perpetrators do is they shut off the traffic so nobody can see anything. So yes, go ahead and test me to see how much I know. Not a lot, but a little bit to be dangerous.
yeah. And I think, one of the other things that, it's always in the back of everybody's mind when you talk about AI making all the decisions for you. Is there, protections against either hallucinations or,
No,
missing alerts because the AI is not doing its job? Maybe we can become more too reliant on AI. Any comments there?
I have many comments on there, and it's a very good question, and it's a concern. Number one, Singular does not make decisions for you. Singular suggests a mitigating suggestion and a paragraph as to why we believe you should do it. You have to make the decision to cut it, paste it, and execute it. So no, that's why we're read only, and that's why we are mitigating suggestion. Key point. We're not on automatic. Next, the thing that you're concerned about hasn't to do with using AI. Does AI miss it? Does anything else? In every single deployment, and we have dozens, plural, of deployments, we have uncovered more than the current existing analysts who were working there. We uncovered things they didn't know. The network map that comes up first. Wow, we have that? We didn't know. Where'd that come from? So it is our experience that the answer to the question you have, are we good, is been proven. I'm talking about large places like Checkpoint, drilling down and trying to kill us. The answer was no, we survived. Multiple layers, very heavy attacks, and we're feeling very solid about the platform. So I don't know, Mark, did I cover most of the things you
Yeah, no,
asked?
no, absolutely. No, that's
There's,
um, so we have
no,
a go ahead.
there's something that you read at the beginning about my conviction and my coming out of retirement because of this product. I've been in the computer industry 30 or 40 years, seen all kinds of stuff, left, right, up, and down, a lot of claims, everything. And I said, you know something? This is that one item that could go all the way. And because the deployment ease, the AI, the reduction, I mean, when do you get 90% reduction in work effort with one deployment? So I got convinced very quickly, and I would suggest to anybody here, don't believe me, just give it 15 minutes in an environment, period. More questions, please, if any.
Well, we have another one came up in chat from Richard says, so there's an integrated packet sniffer which then investigates spurious data streams, including source and destination, to arrive at these suggestions, question mark. So,
Yep. That kind of stuff. Yes. Putting it all, yes, 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 and yes. We take metadata, do not take anything out, and our servers are local to the environment. If it's in the US, it's in the US. If it's in Europe, it's in Europe. And it is not hardware. No, we're all on AWS and Azure. We don't care anything about anything else. We don't care about the industry. We do care about the size. If all you got is a mail server out there or a SaaS app, I don't know what we would do. But if you have a bunch of databases, you're doing development. If you got a few hundred assets, just take the 15 minutes and do it.
and it says, I see. So traffic goes through your servers first for
No,
analysis. Oh,
no, no. We grab the metadata and we do analysis. No, your data stays where you are.
all right. Any other questions?
Just so you know, anybody wants, this has been implemented at the highest levels in the government, high security places. I guarantee you the people who have deployed this product have sniffed it out to a level that is way beyond any of us can think about. So it's safe architecturally, it's safe in terms of its capability. Yes, correct. This is not a mom and pop product. Correct. This is a product where mom and pop can offer mature services to large corporations. That's a yes. You can walk in tomorrow to one of your large clients and say, hey, are you a little tired of paying money to that MSSP and being woken up in the middle of the night with false positives? And then they say, well, I don't know, maybe you could go look around a little bit. Yes, any mom and pop shop in the United States who knows somebody, knows a CISO, needs a SOC manager, knows a bank, knows a financial institution, knows a healthcare, knows a hospital, just anybody you want to do a favor for, call them up and say, look, I got this crazy guy who's making a lot of claims. Can you join me for 30 minutes and look at a demo of a product? Period. Nothing else. Anyway, I hope my passion gets through and I hope everybody understands this product is pretty serious.
And just so we're clear, if you are a small MSP and you're looking to uh, provide this service to your customers, you would be receiving the summarized alerts and doing the remediation that's required. Essentially, that's
Yes,
so.
yes, 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 yes. With a suggestion, with a paragraph, with what it is. And when you decide that you want to go home, you click and you can assign it to an MSSP for the rest of the night or the weekend. And even they will do a better job and won't bother your client because they also will have full investigation, the same pane of glass,
Mhm.
full investigation. They'll have a full report before they call. Full report with all the artifacts. You're not poking around, you're not looking anymore. You're just saying, hey, this is it. This is what happened. This is where they entered. This is where they hopped, they skipped. And this is how you jot them down.
Good. So, I mean, it sounds like a great solution for, especially for smaller MSPs, but even larger MSPs. Um, so yeah.
Anybody. And
Uh,
it does start at 25,000. We do have, the 30% reseller discount, reseller program, support, training. Like I said, I'm a old-time VAR guy. So I remember how many people came to me and said, sell my product. I said, well, how, what, to whom, why? We have it all covered at Singular because I remember that pain and I'm not going to inflict that on anybody else.
all right. Well, I'll put so you have Dan's contact information here with his email. I'll put that calendar link back up for a minute if somebody wants to scan that and potentially book time with Dan to talk more about becoming a reseller or find out more about the product. Um, and we'll leave it at that. All
Thank you
right.
very much, Mark. And thank you, everybody, for listening. I really hope to hear from you either way.
All right. I'm going to